to another episode of Groovi Tuesday. My name is Paul Church from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. How's everybody doing today? I'll wait until I start seeing a few people join in the party. There we go. I can see we've got some viewers. I wonder whether the lovely Mo is going to be the first in the room today. How is everybody? Tuesday again. And it's the final episode of using the Leafy frames. Excuse me while I just have a slurp. There we go. Mo's first in the room. Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. How are you today? I'm sure everybody's doing well. The lovely Lynn's in the room. There we go. Everybody, there. All of a sudden it goes, boop, 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 boop. Loads of people joining. Good morning, Ken, Bernie, lovely Glynis, and Sue Carpenter. The lovely Clarity Sue will be in the room with you this morning. So if you have any questions, lovely Jane, good morning, Pat, Alison, here we go. Everyone's pulling up a chair, joining the party. Good morning, Roz. Should we do our usual whilst we're waiting for everybody to get comfortable and say what's the weather like wherever you are in the world or the country or whatever. Seaford in Sussex. Patricia's in France. Lovely. Good morning. Lorraine's in Estonia with another heat wave. Really? Oh dear, I hope it's not too warm. It's quite muggy here in Kent. It's definitely warm in here. Might have to put the fan on. Let me just reach down and put the fan on under the table. It will just circulate some of the air. The sun's just come out, but it's windy. There we go. Dry at the moment in East Yorkshire. I think it's meant to be very mixed this week, isn't it? They're sort of saying, I think we're meant to be getting Josie. Good morning, Josie. Oh, everybody's in the room today. It's lovely. What other design team members have we got in the room? I've seen Josie, I've seen Jane, I've seen Glynis. Anybody else? Anybody else out there? I hope that fan's not too noisy. Yeah, it's quite muggy down here in the southeast. Well, see for that, or I'm having a mini heat wave myself. So yeah, so we're on the final part of our lovely Leafy frame. And then next week we're having a break because it is our annual summer retreats in Ditton. And I know many of you will be coming along and joining the party. And then when we return, we're going to start something completely new. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Anne. And I know it's the 1st of August. How can that be the 1st of August? Where has January to July gone? It's crazy. I can't believe where the year's going. Yeah, it's very strange, isn't it? Time just seems to be zooming past. It really does. So everyone just pull up a seat. Hopefully that's Sue, so she can hear me. Thank you, Sue. I forgot about that. I was just waffling away regardless if anybody could hear me or not. Pinch punch, first day of the month for no returns. Oh, Linda, I remember that. Oh, dear. So should we have a look at what we've been playing with over the past, the 8th week now? So we started off, didn't we? I chose a lovely frame, and this is one of the poetry frames. So it has a lovely poem inside, and there's a series of different poetry plates that we do. But I thought this one was lovely because it was a very generic type of frame. And then what I thought we'd do, we'd reintroduce the design that we were working on previously, which was the Jane Nestorenko rose and lattice plate. And I thought what we could do is we could combine. But this frame you could sort of put anything on the inside. And we had a look at sort of shortening it, extending it, just using corners. We had a look at sort of experimenting with colour. Pat, I can assure you I still haven't tried that technique with an old pair of tights yet. I still need to locate an old pair of tights. But I will do. I just out of curiosity, I want to give it a go and see how it works. It's quite interesting, isn't it, to sort of the different sort of techniques, how they sort of come and go. So yeah, I will give that a go. Just need to persuade someone for a pair of tights that I can go into the shop and buy them, can't I? So we experimented with colours. We was using the Dorso crayons, and we was using the blending pens. We've also been using pergoliner pencils as well. And then last week, I got sidetracked, didn't I? Got sidetracked with our gel pens. And we had a little bit of a play with different colouring in. We wrote out on black card so you could see how lovely they looked. Oh, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? In the different colourways. And then we was colouring in on parchment on the front. And then I was brave enough, I say brave enough, I wasn't really brave, was I? I had a bit of a go with the leaf, and I listened very carefully to what everybody was telling me, that I needed to go slow. And when I looked at this afterwards, I thought, you know what, that, the lovely copper colour or bronze colour gel pen, I think would work really well with my piece of artwork that we've been working on. So we had a look at the frames, the corners, extending, colouring, and then this was a piece of work I've completed. Okay, so we put that lovely rose in, we applied the colour to the back, and then intensified it slightly with some pencils. So if I put the white card underneath, so we're looking on the back, but when we turn it over, when you put it on white cards, although it intensifies the colour, you lose the lovely white line art. So then we was looking at the Toscana companion papers, and I think we all agreed that this sort of peachy orange colour was the one to go for. And see, when I was then looking at my little practice piece on those leaves, I thought this bronze colour would work really well to outline my rose. But I don't know whether I'm brave enough to try it or not. You know me, Mr. Impatient, want to do it straight away. But I think I might give it another go to have a look at, because I think the colour match with the bronze with that orange would work really well. What do you reckon? Should we have a vote? Should we push the boat out and give the bronze a go on the line art of the rose, or should we leave it where it is? Thanks, Jane. In for a penny, as they say. And you know what? Sometimes it's all about experimenting, isn't it? But I will definitely, before I go into my rose, I will definitely go back in and practice on here first, just to give it a go, just to warm up the hand. I know. See, look, you're all brave out there saying, yeah, give it a go, give it a go. Who's going to give it a go on their work? No, you know what? It's all about it, isn't it? I mean, I've learned a lot over the last couple of weeks by the feedback from everybody in the room. So it's nice. And you know what? If I can't try it, who else? And yet we always say it is just a piece of parchment. So it doesn't matter, does it? So I'm just reading Pat's comment. The technique went a long time ago, Paul, but I still use it to colour shade larger areas of parchment. Well, exactly. If isn't broken, then don't fix it. And if it's what worked for you back then and it still works now, then carry on. Mo, you're so kind. We can watch you make mistakes so we don't do the same thing. Yeah, I know. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be brave. Well, it's not really brave, is it? I'm going to do it and then we'll see what happens. And as you say, if I go wrong, then hopefully you'll know what not to do. Oh, that was a bit of a tongue twister, wasn't it? So, are we ready then? Glasses on. Oh, better give those a clean. A little bit misty. So I definitely need to clean the glasses. I've got my varifocals. And we're going to pop those on. That's much better. Oh, there you go. Okay. Heads down, as they say. So let's move the plates out of the way. So we've got a nice flat surface to work on. I'm definitely going to practice first. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take the bronze, and you're all going to be sort of shouting out. You could leave the rose as it is and do the leaves with the pen. Okay. Right. So I need to hold. Where's my groovy guards gone? I haven't unpacked yet from TV. So let me just grab my groovy guard. I'm sure I've seen a couple of them somewhere. Here you go. I knew. Still got them left in the box from the new and exclusive last week from Linda Williams. Those lovely layering collection. Part 2. Okay. Right. Okay. Limber up. Let's practice on these leaves first. Okay. So I'm going to hold the pen upright. I wonder whether if I come in on this camera, where am I going on this one? Hang on. Oh, no. I need to be well over here, don't I? See, I don't use this camera much. Okay. So let's have it. So I'm going to hold the pen upright and very slowly. Very slowly. Definitely need to warm up. Okay. And then we're just going to trace. We're not tracing, I'm just going on the edge of that line. I think I'm going a bit too fast. Too fast. Slow down. Okay. I'm not really holding my breath as I do this. But it definitely takes a steady hand. Okay, not sure. Not sure. Okay, it was the first attempt for this morning. So let's try it again. Go a little bit more slowly. I'm going to turn my work towards me. So I don't know whether going away. Well, actually, I found that easier. I found going away from myself was easier than coming towards myself. Let's try this one here. Yes. Okay. For me personally, sorry, it was better to push. Yeah. I'm working in the shade. Is it the because my head's coming over. See, I don't think the overhead is going to sort of catch it as well. Let's try it on the overhead. So you're not going to see anything then. What do you reckon? Side camera? Where am I going? Needs to be right over here, don't I? Side camera, like this. Nice and slowly. Oh, went off the line there. So is the side camera better or the overhead camera? Because I can zoom in, but I don't think you'll see anything. Let's have a look. It's definitely a case of going slowly. How long does it take to dry? Should we try? Should I put my finger over it? Let me take my finger. Okay, not dry just yet. Okay, side camera is better. Side camera, okay. Side camera. Definitely takes a little bit to dry, doesn't it? Where did I go? If I went over here, see that's dry there, but where I just went over, then yeah, I think you definitely need to, you can either take your Groovi guard just to lean on rather than use the aperture. So let's try this leaf down here. Really need to go right over, back. Oh dear. Okay. So Glynis reckons it needs a good 5 minutes to dry. And I would probably agree. No, see, I'm going too fast. I need to slow down. I need to slow down. There we go. Slowly. Slowly. Much better. And it's definitely, I definitely find it easier pushing away from myself rather than, I suppose my thumb here is hiding it's hiding the line. So I'm going to go slowly. Slowly. Okay. No. Okay. Let's ask the experts out there. Any top tips? Am I going too fast? Do I need to slow it down a little bit? I think I do. Jane's right. Pushing the pen is more like how you would write for pen. Yeah, that makes sort of perfect sense because you write and you don't know why I'm air writing. So I'm going to do one more practice and let's have a look. I'm going to go for a leaf over here. Okay, we're going to practice there, like so. And I'm going to go slowly. Okay. Make sure. Nice and slowly. See, I still feel as if I'm going a little bit too fast. I know I don't want to talk. It's a real concentration this takes. It really does. But maybe you like the peace and quiet. That was better. That was definitely better. Okay. Push the pen when you go to your work. Start at the top and work down the design so that your hand is away from the bits that you've just done. Makes perfect sense. So I would have gone upwards. Just automatically, I would have just gone up. So now, if I come down on this one then, and slowly, 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 breathe, breathe, breathe. There we go. And slowly, 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 slowly. Yes. Definitely better going slowly. Definitely better if you breathe. Okay, question then. Because I don't know the answer because I've never done this before. Does it matter if I squidge the white line? If I put too much? I mean, I suppose in a way I am sort of, if I go on heavy, I can feel that I'm squidging the line, but does that matter? I'm sure it doesn't, does it? Because what we're doing, or what I'm doing, is I'm replacing the white line art with the bronze. What do you reckon? See, that one I can definitely need to go slower. See, too fast. But it is a good suggestion to go away from you, and it is good suggestion to start at the top and work your way down. And as Glenn says, you're not going to see the white line anyway, so nobody's going to know. Yeah, I get that. I do. So let's have a look on the overhead there. Let me just sort of zoom in so you can have a closer look at that. Which way am I going? So, okay, let's come in. Do I want to come in really close? Yeah, why not? Ooh, too close. Okay. Okay, so some questions coming up and some suggestions. So, could you trace with the pen in the first place rather than the number 1 tool? That's a question from Bernie. And Glynis is saying, if you're planning from the get-go, you would use the number 2 tool to emboss from the plate. So that, I suppose that's right, because it gives you a softer line, doesn't it? So Jill's saying, it occurs to me it would be easier to trace the line out before anything else. Yeah, should we try that? Shall we? Should we give that a go? Yeah, I suppose this is that lovely technique that we see from Francis, where there's no line art at all. So if I'm working from the front of the plate and I take, well, can't see that, take a piece of parchment, let's get rid of that. See, it looks blurry. Okay, it looks blurry because the grooves are underneath. Okay, So I'm going to try 2 different things. I'm going to try on the front of the plate, which, no, I can't do it from the front. I personally can't do it from the front because it's too far away from the line art. However, there, I can see it a lot better. Okay. So let's try, I'm going to turn this round. And I want some Groovi tabs. I just want to hold it in place whilst I work. I know I'm coming really, really closely. Okay, I'm going to try 2 things. I'm going to try going on lightly with the pen over the top. Okay. Like so. There we go. So it's definitely a lot easier without trying to go onto the line. So let me put that one in the middle there. Okay, so that's where I've traced the line art. Okay, that looks quite good. That's a little bit there. Now what I'm going to try is I'm going to see if I can push into the groove. Okay, so if I push into the groove, like so, I can go faster. But do I want to go faster? Okay. What do we think? So this one here, I traced very lightly. And then this one here, over here, I pushed into the groove. And it's right what Jane's saying. If I do it that way, then my design will be reversed. But I suppose with a universal frame like this one that we're using, it doesn't really matter, does it? So, okay, so what's Josie saying? Josie's saying if I wanted to trace with a coloured pen, then I would trace on the front of the plate over a light panel. Then to do the rest of the design, I turn over and emboss with the tools. Yeah. See, learning. And I suppose, yes, if I did have the light panel underneath, I mean, I can see the lines, but it just seems such a far way away from the design. As in, I know I've gone really fast, but for me, I've got no control over that. Definitely worth experimenting with, I think. What do you reckon? I agree with Lorraine. I like the second one. And I suppose if it is a flower, I suppose this goes back to when you're in the shack with Barb on a Monday and you draw your design, don't you? And then you take your tracing paper and you trace over it, and then you have to flip it over to put the pencil on the back and then go again. But if you just went for the first one, then your design would be in reverse. So I suppose if you wanted it to be reverse, it depends on the design, doesn't it? But the one in the groove definitely looked better because I think I had more control with pushing into the groove, and I felt more confident with it. And the groove was actually holding the nib of the pen more securely, just like it does with the tool, so you don't sort of jump out so much. So yeah, maybe we should have a play on another occasion, or maybe if you've got the gel pens, just take a couple of plates and just see what works for you. But I'm going to go for my rose now. Okay. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to risk it for a biscuit, as they say. Or I say anyway. Right. So let me take my rose. No going back now. There really isn't. Well, there is. I don't have to do it. But I want to. I want to see what it looks like. But the bronze, I think, or the copper, will definitely be the best colour choice. Okay. Question from Jill. What does the pen on the back look like from the front? Okay, let's have a look. Where was that bit gone? So this is where I traced it out. And if I turn it over, I've got the white line. Now that's interesting. That's the one where I pushed into the groove because I've stretched the parchment. So although you've got that bronze tinge to the line art, it's not metallic like it would be on the front, but I quite like that effect of the sort of like the shadow underneath the of the white line. In a way, it changes. Well, it's definitely changed the color of the parchment, but it's got that lovely undertone to it. I do like that. And I suppose the only sort of restrictions you would have would be depending on how intricate the design is. Right, I'm going to have confidence in myself, as Jane says, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. Now, I am going to take my Groovi guard, but I'm not going to come down. I mean, luckily the whole rose fits into that aperture. Okay, but what I want to do, I want to start from the top, but I want to push away. Where do I start? Have confidence in yourself. Okay, let's do the outside line first. Ready? I've just got to remember to breathe. If you hear a crash, you know I've held my breath for too long. Right. Slowly. Slowly. Take your time. There we go. Right. I've committed now, so I have to complete. So now let's do this one here. And it is, I mean, obviously, if you was doing this at home, I suggest that you don't talk to anybody while you're doing it. Well, you wouldn't be, would you? And as Jane says, turn your work towards you so you feel comfortable. I need to lower this chair a little bit. I need to come down a little bit. Hang on. Maybe that's, I don't think the chair goes any lower. Right. Okay. And breathe. And I suppose at the end of the day, it's a rose, isn't it? A rose of many colours. I hope you're not all holding your breath at the same time. I'm sure you're not. Probably just, no, you're not laughing. You're enjoying it, aren't you? Okay. Keep it slow, keep it steady. Okay. I do like the look of this. I really do. Has anybody else tried this? Apart from our design team members. And then it's coming to an actual stop. Okay. I'm going to turn my work, as Jane suggests. Makes perfect sense. Do those little dots. And then follow. Definitely need to. Whoops. I suppose what you could do, if you wasn't so sure, that's the word. If you wasn't so sure, you could trace out your design first before you do any colouring or anything else, and then go over it with the pen and see whether you like it. Okay. And then if you do like it, then I'm sure you can go back and add the colour afterwards on the back. Okay. No, just gonna. I don't want to. No. Slow down. Don't go back on yourself, Paul. Okay. So now I'm turning my work. I'm not convinced just yet, but it's not over until it's over. And I definitely need to slow down. So as we have this habit, don't we? Or I know I do. Or see, I nearly went to come towards me then, but then I'd lost the line, which I don't want to do because I want to be able to see where I'm going. Okay, I'm gonna. It is I suppose it is a process that you just gradually build up, doesn't it? Sorry, Linda, I don't mean to. Okay, so somebody suggested a moment ago, which I'm going to listen to, I'm going to take some Groovi tabs, and I'm going to attach the Groovi guard to my parchment with some Groovi tabs. So now the Groovi guard's not going to move. Everything looks better from a distance, Jackie. Especially with your eyes closed. Okay, so now we're going to follow that line there. Put those little bits in. Oh dear. I can feel that I'm holding my breath. I really can. So now, where do I want to go now? There we go. I think, well, I don't know. I can't say that I think because I don't know the answer. I would hope that when it is finished, it looks nice from the other side of the room. But it's all about experimenting, isn't it? And if I can experiment for you, middle of the rose. Right, okay. Oh, breathe. Sorry. I'm trying so hard. You're literally going to hear a thud in a minute. Where I've held my breath for too long. See, that's why if I keep talking, then I know I'm still breathing. This isn't very relaxing. Well, it may be for you watching. No. You know what? It's all about. It is all about trying it out, isn't it? And if it doesn't look right, it doesn't look right. At least you'll know whether you want to give it a go or not. So it's all about letting go. I'd say get in the groove, but we're not. We're on the groove. You still see this? Okay. We are on that groove. Now, before I do that bit, I think I need to go back to the opticians. Slowly. Now, a bit of me wants to come down now to complete that. You breathe and I'll hold my breath for you. Thank you, Deborah. That's very kind of you. Right. We are almost completed. And you know what? From what I can see here, don't fall off your seats if you're on the edge. I can't be responsible if you fall off your seat. See, straight line's not too bad. Like so. A little dot there. Nice. I definitely can't look and read comments at the same time while I'm doing this. You'll understand that, won't you? Oh dear. Right, okay. We've got this one last petal and this bit round here. So I'm going to go round here and I'm going to come in like so to there. And then I'm going to come round this corner. There was a very good tip, whoever suggested it, apologies, about attaching my Groovi guard to my parchment with Groovi tabs. That's definitely helped. It really has. That was a great suggestion. Okay, and we're on the last stretch now. Oh dear. I think I'll need to go and lie down in a dark room after this. So what's happening here at Clarity Towers? Well, we're busy picking all the lovely sale orders. Then on Sunday, it's the first Sunday of the month already. So Barb will be on Create and Craft. And for those of you that were in the shack yesterday, got a sneaky peek of that lovely Art Nouveau inspired A4 stamp set. Beautiful artwork. Yeah, so Barb's on TV on Sunday, 3 till 5. I'm just going to let it rest while I talk. Okay. So Sunday 3 till 5, and then next week is the start of our summer retreats in Ditton. So we get it all set up on the Monday, and then all our lovely friends and visitors turn up on it's a 2-day block, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday and Friday. So there won't be any Shack or any Groovi Tuesday next week, but the blogs will always be there. Grace does the lovely Clarity Matters blog on a Saturday and Sunday. Should we do the reveal? Shall we? That's very kind of you, Glynis. That's very diplomatic. That you've repeated it. Thanks, Glynis. I like the bits of white showing its highlights. Glynis, love you. Right, okay. Let's do the big reveal. Okay. I bet Glynis is chuckling to herself. And I bet Pete's having a good old chuckle as well. Right. Okay. I think I like it. And I think the white highlights sets it off beautifully. Oh dear. Right, should we zoom out now? I'm going to zoom out. Oops, just thrown the plate on the floor. Ooh. Right, okay. I'm going to zoom out now to the other side of the room. Here we go. So we're going to pull away slowly. There we go. I like it. Definitely like it better from a distance. No, I do like it close up as well. I know it's difficult for you to, at the moment, it doesn't look like anything, does it? But see if I can get that. What way am I going to go? Look. Can you see that? There we go. I hold it just there. I really like that. I really do. And I'm sort of really pleased. From a distance, like there, from what you're seeing on the camera, it just looks like, it doesn't look like anything. All of a sudden, it's lost the definition of the rose. But from where I'm looking, I can see it. Now, if I just tilt that slightly, there we go. All of a sudden, the definition. Okay, you're pushing it now, Jill. You did all the writing. Jill Wilding, I'll be having words with you next week at the retreat. No, it does. I'm sure it would look lovely. But I like that. And in a way, I suppose this goes back to when I did the new and exclusive last week, and I learned that new technique from Linda, where with the dotted snowdrop design, and I actually coloured over the dots of the leaves, and it changed the look of it, didn't it? But I think what Jane's saying is right. I think I need to colour in that ribbon to bring it together. So I'm going to get carried away now, because that was my intention initially, was to colour in, wasn't it, the ribbon with the gel pens. And I got sidetracked last week. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm just doing gentle strokes with that colour. Now this will take a little bit while to dry. Okay. Because it's more in a more concentrated area. Okay. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. I'd also do the vines of the frame, but not the leaves. Okay. I think, excuse me, I think my breathing could only take so much today when it comes to that. But no, I can really see the potential of using that. And on the lovely sort of lily of the valley, would I want to colour those in silver rather than white? It's all about having choices. And I think Jill's right in a way. I think it would be sort of nice if I had the time and the patience to go over the words. It really would. So I'm sort of really pleased with that sort of the result that I've got from that. Now I wonder, am I going to ruin it? Let me try something. I'm not sure now. Where's the plate gone? I threw it on the floor, didn't I? No, what do I want? The rose. Okay. For the art of art's sake, let's take, just need to wipe. I want to see, so we're working on the back. So we're just going to trace out those lily of the valley. I'm sure they're lily of the valley. Lovely, it's all delicate. Just going to do those ones. Okay, we're going to turn it over. And then I'm going to take the silver. We're going to go around the edge. No. No, not keen on that. I think they definitely need to be white. Definitely need to be white. So I'm glad I practiced before I went on to my piece of artwork. But what it's also done, if I remember, I'll bring it to the retreat next week. I may need prompting to do that for you to sort of see, for those of you that are coming. But what it's also done, it's sort of like it's debossed it slightly. So where the lines are sort of pushed in a little bit. If I remember, I'll bring that with me for those of you that are in the room that are coming to the retreats next week. Because to see it in real life is completely different to just see it on the overhead. Okay, so should we try the white? I'm going to practice first. I'm going to go on to this one. Okay. Just need to get the pen going. So it's just about. See, if I was going to do what, I would probably do the white pencil. What is the rose? What is the plate with the rose called? It is called Jane Nesterenko Rose and Lattice plate. It's a lovely plate. And we looked at this prior to looking at the Leafy frame. Could you use a white Posca pen on them? Well, do I have a white Posca pen? I have a white Posca pen. Should we try? I haven't used this pen in a while. So what I'll need to do, I just need to, it's just been sitting in my box. Okay. Let's try that. So let's colour in. Just have to be careful because you don't want to get your... I'm not convinced. I wonder if you can go over the line. I'm sure you can go over the line. Can't see why you wouldn't. Yeah, you can go over. I think the Posca pen will potentially take longer to dry. I don't know. Posca pen is definitely more fluid, but I don't know. I think with those lovely little Lily of the Valley, then I would do the white work normally with water or colouring with a pencil. So Jane's saying colour in on the back. Okay, so let's give it a go. So because I don't want to, let's just trace out a couple of these like so. Okay, so we're on the back, and then where's that Posca pen gone? I'm going to colour in on the back. Maybe I'm going too fast. No, for me personally, I don't like it. It's too white, if that sort of makes sense. Yeah, it's just about choices, isn't it, and preference. For me, the Posca pen's just too white. I know it sounds weird, but when I'm looking at it here, for me, I don't know. No, not for me. Not for me. Okay, so when we come back after our summer retreats, we're going to be looking at something new. And many of you took advantage of our half price club member sale. And what we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at the Pergamano Handbook for Multi-Needles Tools, Volume 2, written by the lovely Linda Williams. I'm just going to zoom out now. There we go. Okay. Now, Volume 1 is obviously still available, and Volume 1 covers various different tools. So what we're going to need when we come back, let me just put my piece of artwork to one side, is the book. And what I need you to do, we're going to start from the beginning, because that's a good place to start. Okay, so we're going to start with the Pico V Small tool. And you can see you've got this lovely sampler here with a guide with your where to perforate, where to emboss, and where to cut. But what we're going to need is this page here. We need to photocopy it at actual size. Okay, so photocopy this pattern to try the sample yourself. And what we're going to do, we're going to practice and we're going to have a play and look at the different shapes that we can come up with using just the Pico V tool. And this is the small one. And the reason you have to copy it at actual size, because if you scan it or you copy or in your scanner set to reduce or to enlarge, then the dots won't be in the right place. Okay, so because all of the dots in the book are the same position as the tool. So that's what we're going to need when we come back a week on Monday, which Tuesday, which I think is the 15th. I think Barb was the 14th, and I am the 15th. Let me just have a look at my calendar. Yes, Tuesday the 15th. We'll be back in the Groovi room. So that's what you're going to need, and hopefully, if you have ordered it in the sale, then fingers crossed you'll get it by then. They are going as fast as they possibly can to get the orders out. And as Barb said yesterday, we don't sell out. So if we have to make it and to fit it in with production of all the other stuff that we have to deal with as well. But I'm sure you know it's definitely worth the wait, half price. So thank you once again. I look forward to seeing everybody that's coming to our lovely retreats next week. Thank you to lovely Sue for helping out. And as always, the fantastic design team, Josie, Jane, and Glynis, who likes my highlighting with the white line art. And if I'm sure the lovely Sue will remind me to take this with me to the retreat next week if anybody wants to have a look. But if you're not coming to the retreat, then enjoy the week off. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, then you can always pop back and check them out for the different techniques. And yeah, I think that's it. So don't forget, Barb on TV on Sunday, 3 till 5. And then Barbara's blog, barbaragrayblog.com, and the Clarity Matters blog, claritymattersblog.com. So nice and easy. As always, thank you for your company, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. Take care now. Bye-bye.